We are watching UFC tonight. UFC Fight Night. The main event is Jared Cannonier and versus Gregory Rodrigues out of Brazil. Now, I'll be honest with you, I do not know anything about Rodrigues. Never seen, or if I have seen him fight, I really, unfortunately, was not paying attention. But um, I am a fan of Jared Cannonier. I really respect his story. Just starting out, I think he was in the military and then was up in Alaska, and then he somehow got into MMA and just worked his way down into lighter weight division from being a pretty heavy guy. All right, so how are you guys doing? Uh, right now, I think the um, one prior to the main event is in the cage. I'm not sure. It looks like that just finished, just wrapped up. It was Calvin Kattar versus Youssef Zalal. Calvin Kattar, of course, from the east coast of the United States, and Zalal hails out of Morocco. So they are in the cage about to announce the winner, and it looks like it is, in fact, Youssef Zalal. Hopefully, I'm saying his name correctly. So congratulations to him. It looked like Youssef was mostly moving around laterally, around sort of the perimeter of the cage, and Calvin Kattar was trying to hunt him down. But I guess Zalal just outworked him. Honestly, I didn't get to see the fight. I just caught a glimpse of a bit of the last round. Okay, so welcome, welcome. We're a few minutes away from the main event on this UFC fight night in out of Las Vegas. How's your guys' weekend going so far? Starting this kind of late today just because I finally just have time to sit down and tune in. I had to eat dinner, cook dinner, and eat dinner um, just prior to this, and I was working out earlier today. So boxing sparring about I think 9 rounds, and then some MMA drills, and it was great practice. We had really, I was fortunate. I had some great partners to work with today. Thank you so much for the rounds, boxing rounds. I got to work with a woman named Narumi, another lady whose name I don't know. It's the first time we've ever sparred. Also, let's see who else. A fellow named Murad, who was obvious to me that he knows what he's doing as far as boxing goes. He was really kind and helpful. And also a fellow named Audrey, who's a, a mainstay over at Victory MMA, and he's a coach as well. Um, Really fast switch hitter. It's always a challenge trying to spar with him because he's so fast and so elusive. Uh, so I had a great workout. Yeah, this morning. How are you guys doing? Are you in the U.S. Because we get Monday off. It's a holiday here. It's called President's Day. Now, oddly enough, I had last Monday off work as well, and I don't know what the designated holiday was then. Anybody have any ideas? Um, is it a holiday where you're from on Monday? If you have Monday off, do you have any great plans for your 3-day weekend? I'm thinking I'm gonna go check out another gym Monday if hopefully that gym is open. In my opinion, gyms should stay open even when it's a federal holiday because we all still need to work out, right? Um, the body doesn't get to take a federal holiday. Athletes don't get to take a day off for anything. Training never stops. Okay, so we are looking at UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas at the Apex Center. So this will be interesting to watch the main event, Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodrigues. Okay, so now they're doing a little sort of backstory footage on Rodrigues, showing him training, working his ground and pound, working mitts. It looks like he trains with Henry Hooft. Couldn't really get a good view of that, but Are any of you guys familiar with Gregory Rodriguez and how he fights? From this footage of him, it looks like he has a good boxing technique, effective boxing technique, and is able to place his punches precisely, especially with his right hand. Yes, he is definitely working on his striking with Henry Hooft um, of the Dutch kickboxing school. So I'm sure uh, Rodriguez has decent hands and leg strikes, kicks. Okay, now we're looking at footage of Jared Cannonier throwing kicks at the mitts, and some old footage or some footage of his previous fights. Again, somebody with very precise striking and sort of that one punch KO ability. Looks like both men have that ability. So who's here tonight? I think you're able to chat, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know who's here. Right, again, we're looking at fight footage from Gregory Rodrigues and Jared Cannonier. They're the main event of this UFC fight night. It's a middleweight bout. Um, looks like, hello, Reed Stevens. Hi. My face is fuzzy. Now better. Okay, well, could be just the angle of that. I have that thing tilted at. Let's see. It says Rodriguez is minus 245 in terms of the odds. It's kind of weird that the UFC would post odds on their website for their fighters. I don't know. It just doesn't. It seems like a bit of a conflict of interest to me to post odds on fighters fights that you're featuring. All right, thanks for that tip, Reed. Appreciate it. Hope the image is coming through clear and the sound is coming through clear. Are you from the U.S., Reed? Or are you from the U.K.? Oh. All right, so here we're cutting to Gregory Rodriguez walking out. He's from Brazil. And he's entering the arena now, looks like. Can't tell who his corner is. I guess his corner's already at the cage. He's just kind of nonchalantly walking there. Do you guys enjoy watching The Ultimate Fighter and all the fights that take place at that Apex Center in Vegas? What's your favorite Ultimate Fighter story or storyline or rivalry? Okay, so now we have Gregory Rodriguez taking off his sweatshirt and sweatpants to get down to his fight gear. He's handing it off to his teammates. Looks like Gilbert Burns will be in his corner. And there's two other gentlemen, Henry Hooft as well. The other two I don't recognize, but regardless. Taking a last sip of water from his teammate. Now the cut man is going to apply the Vaseline. I probably still have some Vaseline on my face, that's why it's so shiny. That's left over from sparring this morning. Even if you're not fighting, I think it's a good idea to put Vaseline on just so you don't get any of those little abrasions. You think you don't need it, but it's always the day you don't use it that you wind up getting some type of mark on your face from sparring. All right, so now the officials checking Rodriguez's gloves and everything, gives him a little tap to and he's walking into the cage. Does a little bow as he steps in, still walking pretty slow. Seems like a very low-key kind of fighter. Rodrigues is just walking around till he gets over to his side of the cage. He's fighting out of the blue corner. So I think we'll cut to Jared Cannonier in a moment. It's also strange to me that if Rodrigues is the favorite, why is he entering the ring first? Usually in boxing, the the A side, as we say, enters last, right? So they don't have to stand around and wait and get cold in the ring or the cage. But so be it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not clear on the sort of logistics for how the UFC figures these things out. If any of you guys know, please definitely comment. Okay, so now we cut to Cannonier walking out. They've got all the red lights in the hallway. He's going to be fighting out of the red corner. He's walking at a little bit faster pace than Rodrigues was. Not much though. I think the camera production probably tells the fighters that what pace they want them to walk at so they can maintain their camera shot. I don't know. All right, so here we have Cannonier disrobing. I have to say, I mean, I keep saying this every live stream, but I'm not a fan of the fight kit that the UFC forces on every single fighter. It's made by Venom, but it's just not a very pleasant design with this sort of, it reminds me of the New Zealand All Blacks rugby, kind of, sort of, because it's black with these white, um, sort of zebra-ish like stripes on it. But I don't know. I don't know who came up with that design, but unfortunately, all USC fighters are kind of stuck with it. All right, so here we have Jared hugging up his corner. Not sure. I don't know any of the names of any of his corner people, but that doesn't really matter. So now the cornerman is putting Vaseline on Jared's face, on his eyebrows, his cheeks, his nose a little bit, sort of. And then I always harp on this as well. I don't know why UFC cut men never, ever, ever put Vaseline over the lips and mouth area because you can get cut on the mouth. All right, Cannonier's getting checked out by the official, checking his gloves, checking the surface of his body, I guess, for any excess grease or something. And Cannonier's about to enter the cage. What fights are you guys looking forward to the most in the next little bit? I assume you're gonna watch February 22nd, right? Better Biev Bivol 2, Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, Jean Gillet versus oh goodness, what's that fellow's name? The German guy, Ajit Kabayel. That should be a pretty awesome card. We're going to be busy that night, right? I hope you guys are going to tune in. I will definitely try to do a live for that one. All right, here we go. We have Rodrigues standing at 6'3" versus Cannonier at 5'11". So we'll see how that height difference plays out, if it does. So Rodrigues just taking a last drink of water. Cannonier just kind of bouncing a bit on his feet. And I think we are going to cut to, oh, they're announcing who the three judges are. And the referee is Herb Dean. Okay. So just waiting for the action to start in the cage. Are you familiar at all with Jared Cannonier or Gregory Rodrigues? Okay, Rodrigues is fighting out of Brazil. Um, or he's from Brazil, but evidently he's training with, if he's training with the Hoofden company, he's out of Florida. Yeah, Deerfield, out of the beach in Florida. Um, they're just announcing Rodrigues. And now the announcer's turning and announcing Jared Cannonier. He's fighting out of Arizona at this point. Okay, and we are about to get underway with this main event UFC Fight Night. Both men come to the center of the cage. Herb Dean is giving them a few last instructions. They touch gloves and back up to their corner of the octagon. Or not corner, side, I guess. Both men looking fairly focused. With Rodrigues seems to be a little bit more low key than Cannonier, but okay, and the action has started. Both men feeling each other out, both men fighting out of orthodox stance. Jared kind of throwing a couple of feel out jabs, no intention of landing them, just to check his range. Rodrigues throws a calf kick, again, not really to connect, but just to check range. Both men bouncing on the balls of their feet. So nice live feet. Oh, two body kicks from Rodrigues. Oh, and a nice one too, with the two landing again. He throws a right hand to the body, misses. Cannonier still moving around laterally, gets caught with a 1-2 again from Rodrigues. Cannonier comes back with a double jab, hard right hand of his own. Oh, and another hard right hand, another hard 1-2 from Rodrigues. Calf kick from Rodrigues. Jared still bouncing up and down. Jared tries a thigh kick. Hook right hand, right uppercut. Oh, and a right hand drops Jared Cannonier. Rodrigues follows up, gets him in the Thai plum clinch, throws a knee, and now Rodrigues stumbles to the ground, and Cannonier closes in, gets two underhooks, and kind of pins Rodrigues against the cage. Rodrigues has the wizard grip, though, so he's defending that position. Cannonier kind of cleverly using his head to kind of try to maneuver Rodrigues a little bit. Cannonier still staying heavy on Rodrigues, pressing him up against the cage. Rodrigues fights for an underhook, gives away that whizzer on one side, breaks away. Now both men back center of the cage, throwing strikes. Another 1-2 from Rodrigues. Another 1-2 from Rodrigues again. And Cannonier is moving around the perimeter a little bit. Rodrigues just is staying right on top of him. Oh, nice jab, body shot, right hand by Cannonier. Rodrigues attempts a knee and then back to his 1-2 and then a right hand left hook. Oh, nice left body shot by Rodrigues. Attempted left hook misses. Jared's right hand misses, left hook misses, and Rodrigues shoots in for a single. Gets Jared down to the ground, but Jared turns and crawls away, stands back up. Now Rodrigues has Jared towards the cage, but backs up, goes back to his jab right hand. And we have Jared again on the outside. Rodrigues more or less holding the center of the cage. Oh, nice right hand, left hook from Rodrigues. Lead left hook, right hand by Rodrigues. Single right hand by Rodrigues, and he's just following Jared around as Jared tries to move around laterally at the edge of the cage. Nice couple body shots, and then a right hand from Rodrigues. Nice jab by Rodrigues connects. So at this point, we got a little bit over a minute left. I'd say Rodrigues most definitely winning this round. Oh, and then I'm not sure what dropped Cannonier there. He tries to scramble and stay on all fours. He's got one leg, like he's trying for a single, but he's very close to giving up his back. And he doesn't have, oh, Rodrigues does have a bit of a guillotine arm position. Oh, he's giving that up. Oh, and Jared gets a double, takes Rodrigues down right by the edge of the cage. Rodrigues makes his way back up to his feet. Again, Cannonier heavy, pushing against the cage. Cannonier has the underhook, and he's using his head to apply more pressure. Rodrigues has a wizard grip. Cannonier's just throwing knees to the inside of Rodrigues' thigh. And Rodrigues just switching grips, still very live on that, even though his back is against the cage. He keeps shifting his weight, moving his head, and that is the round. But I think for sure that round went to Gregory Rodrigues. All right, are you guys watching UFC Fight Night? What was the last big UFC fight that you really, really liked? Tell me about the fights you're looking forward to. Right now, we're cut to commercial. We just finished round one of the main event of UFC Fight Night. I think that's definitely Gregory Rodrigues' round. So we got Rodrigues 1, Cannonier 0. And I think if Rodrigues just keeps up with connecting with that jab right hand, especially with that right hand, and then he sometimes switches off to a right hand left hook, kind of classic boxing combos that, and that Dutch style, that Dutch school of kickboxing that Henry Hooft is part of, they're sort of known for just using very classic boxing combinations, and then of course adding kicks in, very hard kicks, because they came from sort of the Kyokushin style of karate with their kicks. All right, so we're back in action here, second round, Cannonier versus Rodrigues. Okay, at this moment, we now have Cannonier keeping Rodrigues on the perimeter. Tries jab to the body, right to the head. Oh, greetings. Who just joined us? Sam? Chandler wants a rematch against Patty? Interesting. Oh, Cannonier lands with a decent overhand right, but didn't seem to phase Rodrigues at all. Rodrigues being very patient here, using a lot of sort of head movement and upper body movement. Kind of evades Cannonier's inside kick. Cannonier kind of fakes a knee and then throws a head kick, which misses. Cannonier with the lead right hand. Great footwork by Rodrigues. Very sophisticated. He's able to pivot out and move around. Nice jab from Rodrigues. Oh, beautiful little slip move by Rodrigues. He has some very sophisticated boxing moves. So now he's letting Cannonier throw most of the punches while he just backs up and counters. There he came with an uppercut. Then we have Cannonier momentarily pressed him against the cage. I think Rodrigues, again, of the right hand, left hook. I think he gained a lot of confidence in that first round and now knows that he can afford to be patient because he's ahead. He can just look and try to pick his shot. Nice by Cannonier. Rodrigues responds with a hard jab. It's interesting how this round, Cannonier is the one kind of hunting Rodrigues down. Now Rodrigues maneuvers around back to center of the cage. There was a nice lead right hand that connects at Jared. Jared's kind of jabbing at the air a little bit. I'm not sure if that's um, just how he likes to set up his strikes. Oh, nice. Rodrigues with his jab right hand lands again. Rodrigues misses with his right hand left hook because Cannonier weaves underneath. Now we got Cannonier moving laterally live to try to avoid Rodrigues' strikes. Cannonier misses with a big lead left hook, connects with a calf kick. Rodrigues just looking for the counter shots at this point. A jab from Rodrigues. Rodrigues with another jab. Kind of steps back and slips a little bit with his head and then comes back with a 2-3. All right, we have about a little bit under 2 minutes remaining. Rodrigues with a calf kick. Kind of slips a little bit Jared's jab. Oh, a nice 2-3 from Rodrigues. The 3 connects. Again, he's just taking small steps. I like how relaxed Rodrigues is. Cannonier too. Oh, Cannonier just connects with straight left. Cannonier switched to southpaw stance, at least momentarily. He's still in southpaw, trying to hunt Rodrigues down. Rodrigues is sticking with his orthodox stance. Throws another lead right hand. Oh, Cannonier falls to the ground after a knee, and Rodrigues gets on him. Now Cannonier has Rodrigues pressed up against the can. Oh, Shug, hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your time and knowledge with us tonight. You're most welcome, Shug. I really appreciate you being here. We're watching UFC Cannonier versus Rodrigues. Right now, Rodrigues is definitely up with the first round, and he might get the second round. There's only 15 seconds left. But he's landed the more significant strikes. Body kick attempt from Rodrigues. Cannonier just still hunting Rodrigues down. Calf kick from Rodrigues, and that's the bell. So yeah, now I think Rodrigues is up 2-0 for Cannonier. Jared's really gonna have to pick it up or find something for the next 3 rounds. Or actually, I assume this is going 5. I'm not sure. Since it's a main event, non-title 5-rounder. Sean, hey, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. So I think Jared did better this second round, but I feel like Rodrigues still landed the more effective strikes. I'm not sure. Maybe someone make an argument that they have 1 round apiece if they give Jared that second round, but he's just not connecting and not connecting effectively enough. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us, and thank you for putting your comments in so I know who's here. Do we still have Reed? Is it Sam, Shug, and Sean? All right, here we go. 3rd round of this Cannonier versus Rodrigues matchup. Yeah, we're going to go 5 rounds here, even though it's not a title fight. Dominic Cruz was saying they only get $20,000 more for those extra 2 rounds, so in a non-title fight. In any case, we have Cannonier sticking to his orthodox stance at this point. Cannonier tries with a single jab. In my opinion, he needs to really start doubling up on his punches and putting something together, because we have Rodrigues constantly throwing his jab right hand, which lands really effectively for him. Great combination for him. I mean, that's something that you would hope that every professional MMA fighter would know how to slip or weave under or roll back from a jab right hand, that is. and not leave their head on the center line. Oh, nice right cap body kick from Rodrigues. Cannonier responds with a calf kick that lands. Nice hard jab from Jared, but Rodrigues returns the favor and comes back with a 1-2. Yeah, this is, I think the thing here is that Jared is throwing mostly single punches or landing single punches, whereas Rodrigues, when he puts together a combination, whether it's a jab right hand or a right hand left hook, it's that second punch that really lands hard. Shug says 20K sounds bad for professional fighters, but I understand these guys probably aren't well known. Yeah. Sugar's asking, well, yeah, I mean, that's just what Dominic Cruz said. So, of course, I'm not privy to their purse stats, but that's according to Dominic Cruz. Oh, some very nice head movement, bobbing, moving, rolling from Rodrigues. So again, I feel that Rodrigues has a more sophisticated boxing skill set. Jared tries with a lead right hand. Jared's bouncing around on his feet a lot now. He's if Jared feels that his kicks are his strong point, he really needs to start figuring or starts to let go with his kicks, because his hand game, Rodrigues has outclassed him as far as the hands go. So I feel like Jared needs to snap into plan B, or I don't know what their game plan was, but you know, you don't want to try to beat somebody at their strong suit. So switch the game up to where it's in your favor, whether that's the wrestling or grappling. I don't know for Cannonier. Okay, so Sugar's saying, D, in your career, did you ever find yourself in a situation where the corner advice was not sufficient or advised because of your experience at that moment and you improvised? Well, fortunately, for the most part, I've had good corner advice. There's only probably been a couple of fights where I felt like literally in that moment, like, oh, I'm not getting any good advice, or I just completely don't understand what this person just said to me. And in those kind of situations, I mean, it sucks, but you got to then you're just working off your own instinct, which is not good, but I mean, what else can you do? All right, so now we have Rodrigues just staying on top of Cannonier, shoots in for a single but doesn't follow through, goes to the tie clinch, throws a knee, and then just lets go, comes right back with jabs and a short right hand. Oh, his hard jab lands, and looks like he hurt Cannonier with a jab, but jab's still bouncing around. Oh, nice hard right hand from Rodrigues. Nice hard jab from Rodrigues. Both of those punches kind of knock Jared's head back a bit, and then Rodrigues throws a body shot. Oh, hook right hand from Rodrigues. Yeah, these are just such basic, fundamental boxing combinations, but when you can get them, I mean, they are effective. That's why it's, nothing beats the basics, as they say. All right, we have less than 30 seconds left in this third round. How are you guys' weekend going? How's your Saturday going? Are you guys looking forward to February 22nd? Better Bivol 2. Who do you guys have in that? Oh, sorry guys, my stream is frozen for a bit. Hopefully it'll come back in a second. Let's see. Do you guys have Better Biev or Bivol? Shug says, right, fundamentals are boring but effective. Yeah, oops, hold on. Yeah, but fundamentals, just simple stuff, simple, like a jab right hand. Well, if that lands, it's money, anything like right hand, left hook, right hand. Very simple, but effective if you can get them to work. Okay, here we go. We are in the fourth round. I'd say Rodrigues is definitely ahead, but here we go. Cannonier's opening up on Rodriguez. Oh, Cannonier fighting out of southpaw stance actually lands a couple of good jabs. He's got Rodriguez. Oh my goodness. That's it. He had Rodriguez against the cage, started unloading with right hooks, and Herb Dean just waves it off. Wow, what a come from behind win for Jared Cannonier. I'd say he was handily losing that fight. That is amazing. Oh, what a disappointment for Gregory Rodriguez, because I'm sure he felt, well, he was winning the fight. He might have been up 3 rounds nil. Wow, and Cannonier waving to the crowd. That's crazy. Okay, so he lands a jab, overhand left, right hook. Rodriguez is hurt, backs up to the cage. Cannonier picks him off with another jab, misses with a jab, and then just opens up with a body shot and a series of right hooks that drops Rodriguez to his knees, and the ref stops it. Yeah, starts with that hard jab out of southpaw stance. 1-2 body shot, and then a series of right hooks. I'm shocked. Wow, Paul Felder throws his pen on the table. I don't know what I mean, I guess just in reaction. Holy cow. So I guess if you bet on, I think Cannonier was plus 200 or whatever the heck. So if you bet on him, you made some money tonight. I'm not a gambler, but I know some people are. Sean James says Bival in the second fight, 100%, 1,000% or 100%. All right, Sean, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, but that's why it's always makes for a good discussion, right? Um, Sorry, Shug, I missed your previous comment. Shug says this Saturday is a quiet day. Yes. Okay, I'm well into Sunday, so I'm up late. Cannot sleep, but find some good combat commentary. Oh, okay. Shug says, I think one of the commentators might have been on good terms with the fighter through the pen in frustration. Yeah, it was like he was just like, bam, he threw the pen. That was, I mean, not funny, but I mean, at least it was an honest reaction, right? Okay, so far Sean is saying Bivol in the second fight. I mean, Bivol's gonna take the rematch. What do the rest of you guys say? I'm gonna go with Better Biev, but because I don't honestly think either fighter can change themselves much fundamentally. But I will do another breakdown of that fight. I think Parker Dubois is the one that will be really interesting to break down, and then of course Zhang versus Ajit Kabayel. Sean is saying he threw the pen because he probably lost money. Herb Dean is raising Cannonier's hand. Yeah, I mean, if you were like betting live time, you would have made a ton of money because I'm sure the odds were all in Rodriguez's favor going into that round. He was going to win, right? So now we have the not so brilliant Daniel Cormier interviewing Jared Cannonier. I got the sound off, so I'm not gonna. I mean, I guess I'll just check this in on YouTube later or something. Sugar saying it reminds me of how Andre Ward reacted when Wilder was KO'd in the third Fury fight. I think he wanted Wilder to win just on the moral standard. Yeah, I mean, excuse me. I didn't actually catch that. Sugar. That's pretty interesting. I mean, the thing is, if Andre Ward's being paid to be a commentator, he shouldn't have a bias, right? Shug says, have I ever bet on any combat sports? Really not, other than like a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or something like that, just for fun. I would do that with a friend or sometimes one of the trainers in the boxing gym. It's just kind of makes it more fun, right? If you're actually made a bet, but it doesn't cost you more than a few bucks if you lose. So, um, Sean is saying Bivol lost the first fight due to outside issues, divorce, and inactivity. Huh, I didn't realize there was like marital problems there. I'm sure he'll be much more sharper and evasive in fight number two. Interesting. Wow, I'm gonna have to watch this whole fight again just to see if I can see a clue where uh, where there was a hole, where that Cannonier spotted for on Rodrigues. I don't know. Because really, I felt like Rodriguez was just absolutely landing those jab right hands and his right hand left hook and his left hook right hand. So, yeah, I'm surprised. Shug says, I don't think could remain completely impartial as a commentator. Well, I mean, the thing is, you always have to find positive aspects for both fighters, right? It's tough because it's a small world, so a lot of commentators, as former fighters, know one or more or both fighters that they're commentating on. But you got to sort of divorce yourself from that and step into that new role and do your best to be as unbiased as possible. Sugar saying what is so intriguing is that both Bival and Beterbiev had a have have ever had a rematch against an opponent. Um, their wins were so clear that is new territory for both. Yes, great point. First time Beterbiev went the distance, right, was versus Bival. So, yeah, interesting that it's the first time they're both having rematches. Sean says, my first sport bet was $200 on Jake Paul beating Tommy Fury. I never bet again. Oh, okay. That's fair. All right, now we're to just camera footage of Cannonier and Team Cannonier in the cage. Wow, I did not see that one coming, guys. I'm glad I didn't either look at the odds or bet time on that because I would have lost. All right, so that's it for this evening. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. If you're in the US, we get Monday off work because it's a federal holiday, I assume. I mean, it depends where you work. I suppose some places have to operate even on a federal holiday, right? Um, are you guys in the US or are you in another country? Sugar says fired up for February 22nd. Can't wait for it to come. Cool. Ah, Sugar, you're outside of the country. Okay, so you don't get Monday off. Well, have a great Sunday for sure. Have a restful Sunday. And Sugar says, I'm just around the corner from Yemen. Interesting. There's actually a lot of people from Yemen in New York, and a lot of them actually ran a lot of the little bodegas in Harlem where I lived. Okay, we have Javier says, I'm so excited for the Riyadh season card next week. Feel like a kid the night before Christmas. Yeah, it's going to be a great card. I mean, the main event, better Bival. We've got Dubois Parker. We've got Zhang versus Caballel. Um, it's hard to pick like which fight is going to be fight of the night, right? Those are all going to be great fights, I think. So yeah, big props to Turkey and Riyadh season for putting on such a consistently putting on great boxing cards. Um, Sean is saying, "Happy Black History Month, everyone! Peace and love to all." Yes, definitely. Happy Black History Month. Um, Sugar saying, yeah, I always root for my Arab fighters, but we don't have a lot. The last two good ones were Saddam Ali. Yes, I knew Saddam because he was out of New York, and Ahmad. Sorry, I can't quite see that last name. Both took devastating KO losses, which sucks. Yeah, I mean, I was really bummed out when Ali lost to Munguia. Like, I did not see that coming for sure. I thought, you know, Yeah, so we were also happy for Saddam, winning the belt and everything. Um, Saddam beat Miguel Cotto, right? And he was, he came up. He grew up in New York. He grew up boxing. He was definitely part of the New York sort of boxing scene because he made it all the way through the amateurs as a junior, then the Golden Gloves, fighting as a senior amateur, made the Olympic team, did all that, and then crossed over it and became pro. So yeah, it was really New York boxers, New York City. We were so proud of Saddam. And he said, I think he recounted that, like the Olympic team gets to go meet the president after the Olympic Games. And he said, when he shook George Bush's hand, he said, I guess you don't want to meet a guy with my name, huh? Which I thought that was pretty cool for him to be able to, have the sense of humor to say that to the president of the United States. All right, so we're cutting to the post-fight analysis on the desk, as we say. Um, I'm not sure who's here. Oh, the UFC post show. Okay, Sugar saying yes. Mungia rehydrate rehydrates like a Stretch Armstrong. That's funny. I knew something was up when Golden Boy, De La Hoya, and Eric Gomez were snickering at the weigh-in. Looked like a cruiserweight versus a lightweight. Yeah, the whole thing felt weird to me with um, Ali fighting Saddam Ali fighting Jaime Munguia. There was just something odd about it. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I mean, maybe it was a complete setup, right? Sugar saying yes, Saddam Ali is hilarious. Very wry sense of humor. LOL. Yeah, and I think he was working with what's that YouTube kid's name? The funny guy. He's like kind of skinny and he looks awkward, but he does the YouTube influencer boxing stuff and has actually knocked a couple people out. He's like really about making funny videos for YouTube, but he's actually okay as a boxer. Um, Yeah, another Yemeni, right. So I think Saddam was teaching him how to box. So anyways, I guess my point is that even though this guy's like a comedian, more or less, he learned legit boxing skills from Saddam and actually was able to perform decently uh, compared to his fellow YouTubers. All right, so as far as this fight goes, I definitely want to listen to or have to watch a replay, and then I would like to try to see if I can hear the corner advice that had Cannonier turn around the whole fight in the fourth round and then get the stoppage victory. Oh, right, yes, Saddam Ali with Slim uh, and Adam Dean helped them with Arabic as well. Oh, cool. Oh, Joe, thank you so much. He's just offered a membership. Cool. Thank you, Joe. Really appreciate it. That is so kind. Okay, so I didn't quite see who the recipient of that membership is, but thank you so much, Joe. That's so nice of you. I really appreciate all the help uh, with growing the channel. Thank you again, Joe. Really appreciate it. Cool. So now we have two new members courtesy of Joe818. Joe, you're the best. I really appreciate your support. Shug says we're on the road to 10K. Get him, D. Yes, thank you so much, Shug. Really appreciate it. The Righteous Gentleman says, what fights are on tonight? Well, the UFC card just wrapped up, so they're doing the post-fight analysis at the moment. Gregory Rodrigues was winning in the main event, and then winning the first three rounds, and then Jared Cannonier stormed back in the fourth round and just stopped him. Uh, didn't see that coming necessarily. And what else? Calvin Cater lost a decision to a fellow out of, I think, Morocco. And it looks like Angela Hill won her fight. Earlier on, I think, yes, Sugar saying Catterall got upset by Barbosa. Yeah, Suge says he didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming either. I was definitely rooting for Catterall. Just love, I love the spirit he brings to the ring. I will definitely check out the replay of that fight. Kind of bummed out for Jack Catterall just because I feel like he had such a hard road to get to the belt, with that, um, controversy, I guess, then having to come back and do the rematch and then eking out the win. So I sure hope he gets another shot at a belt. Um, yeah, I'm just not a big Barbosa fan, but I mean, uh, yeah, I just really love the energy that Jack Catterall brings into the ring with him. Um, he's just like a real rough and tumble spirited fighter, so I think that's pretty awesome. Are there any UFC fights you guys are looking forward to? All right, so we have Kamaru Usman, Dean Thomas on the desk, as we say, doing the UFC post show. Um, Shug says yes. Catterall, after that Taylor business, was kept in the wilderness, which was wrong. Very hard worker in the gym and good fundamentals. Yes. Yeah. Plus, he comes to fight, as we say in the fight game. He doesn't come to dance around and avoid getting hit. Sugar saying after that Izzy loss, I wonder if he can get up for another fight and whether he wants to carry on. Yeah, the way he was talking before that fight had me sort of questioning his mindset a little bit. Um, Mainly because he said something about the reason he's great is because he's Nigerian or something like that. So anytime you attribute your success to some factor that's not in your control, that implies that your failure could also be due to the same thing that is not under your control, right? You have no control over being born whatever ethnicity or nationality you're born into, right? So if you're going to attribute that your success to that, then that implies your potential failure could be due to the same thing. Lamar says, you're so intelligent. Well, I don't know about that, but, I try to make sense out of things. Shug says, well, when guys also even hint at the R word, yeah, it's dangerous and it's something he's intimated, so not good to even speak it. Yeah, for sure. Like, if you're going to actually speak about it publicly, then maybe it is time for you to really just stop before you get hurt because your mindset is already somewhere else. I mean, if you're just thinking about it to yourself, that's one thing, but then to speak about it publicly takes it to another level, I think. Um, so yeah, maybe that was a little bit of the writing on the wall for Dominic Cruz. I don't know because he literally said, "Hey, months ago, like this is going to be my last fight. No matter what, I'm going to retire after this fight that was supposed to happen in Seattle next weekend." And then what happens? He gets not one but two shoulder dislocations, and then has to announce his retirement. You know, from from the hospital, I guess, after the second dislocation. He says, "Oh my God, Cannonier won." Yes, exactly. Yay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know anything about Gregory Rodrigues before I watched this fight, but I have to say I did think Rodrigues was handily winning the first three rounds, and then Cannonier just storms out in the fourth, and put him away. Just mixed up some headshots and body shots. It looks like he got in some ground and pound as well. Um, I would like to rewatch that at like the third and fourth rounds, just to try to see how he was able to turn the tide. I think that's what they're trying to figure out on the in the post fight show. Um, Suga saying the stuff is deep when fighters aren't sticking aren't kicking about around retirement. It's like something gets in the air. Very creepy when that happens. Yeah. I mean, my feeling is that even if in your mind, okay, I think this is my last fight. I don't know that I would publicly announce it. He says +1 for the old guys. Good job, Cannonier. Yeah, that's good. That's funny, Heath. Yeah, he. I don't know if that was his sort of game plan all along. It'd be really interesting to hear from him. Okay, and on the desk they have the fellow from Morocco, I think, you Yusuf Zalal. He's still wearing his ring, his fight kit, as you guys call it. He's all smiles. He's got the mic in his hand. Um, Sugar saying, I saw Andre Ward's documentary, and know he was able to come back to the Kovalev rematch was unbelievable. Had no idea he had that much wear and tear on his knees and shoulder. Interesting. Yeah. He hung in there for a long time, right? With those types of injuries. I hate to say it, but overall, boxing industry is not that smart about how they deal with strength training and how they deal with rehab and all that other stuff. Just part of the culture. So, it's not a criticism of Andre Ward specifically. That's just an observation overall. I think martial artists and MMA fighters are a lot smarter about how they go about their strength training, in that they actually do some real strength training. I mean, if you've ever seen some of what these guys post on their Instagram, I mean, boxers post on Instagram, it's pretty horrible. Like Deontay Wilder's bench press is the worst form ever. Danny Garcia does like these pull downs with no weight. You see Canelo doing dumbbell shoulder press with weights I could press. So it's like, dude, why aren't you wasting your time if you're picking up 25s? Like, that's you're probably 185 right now. Like, that's ridiculous. Anyways. Shug says, do you ever peak early in camp and then have to be pulled back? I don't know about that per se, but I know that in general, I'm the type of personality that I have to just, um, I have to monitor my recovery almost more than I do the workouts in a sense. Of course, you got to get the workouts in, but I would have a tendency to go overboard. And that's just simply from years of training. I have a theory that, in order to overtrain, some people question whether an athlete can overtrain, but you can. And the only way to do that, though, you have to have already put in enough time to have a big enough engine. You have to have built your engine big enough, like enough horsepower to be able to actually burn yourself out. Now, if you just started training, you're overtrained if you just train harder than what your body's able to do today. But overall, you're not really overtraining, right? You're just pushing to build that engine, but because you don't have an engine yet, if you're a beginner. So you have to be a veteran in order to overtrain, and at that point, you you should be in a different type of mindset where you're not just trying to get in a ton of volume to build your engine. You already have your engine. You should already have your fundamentals. Now you got to just really, really focus and get down to specifics. So Um, I would say that's more the issue for me in a training camp Shug, than yeah, than worrying, not worrying, but then thinking about, peaking or not peaking. Yeah, you can, as they say, leave the fight in the gym, meaning you put on all these crazy hard rounds of sparring and look great in the gym, and then you just burn yourself out for the actual fight. So yeah, you got to watch out for that. All right, guys, we've been on for just barely over an hour. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Uh, I'll just give everybody a chance to throw up one final question, and then I think we'll close out. One final question or comment or whatever you'd like to say. But I truly, truly appreciate you guys, just tuning in. It was not a huge fight weekend for us, but it's always fun doing a live with you guys. You pose really insightful questions and have a lot of great insights to share with us. So much appreciated. And of course, really, really, really appreciate Joe818 for gifting 2 memberships. Awesome. Remember, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, so you know when we do go live the next time and when we have our videos posted. Of course, you're always welcome to give a super thanks just by scrolling over to the right, or also consider hitting that join button and join our channel as a member. That way you get early access to all the long form videos that I post, like the pre and post fight breakdowns. um, the memberships are still only $2.99 a month, so I think it's really reasonable. um, at some point I think I will offer another couple tiers of membership, uh, but that's something, I want to keep growing and improving this channel. So other tiers of membership is something I'm going to have to, plan out and figure out. But if you guys have any suggestions, I'm always open to your suggestions, because really I want the content for this channel to be driven by what you guys want to see and hear. All right, folks. So if that's it, I'm gonna say have a safe and happy rest of your weekend. If you're in the U.S., have a terrific President's Day off on Monday, and we will see you the next time. So good evening, everybody. Take care. And be well. See you next time.